An arrest warrant has been issued and secured for former Georgia star, potential #1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft, Jalen Carter.
We're following breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. An arrest warrant has been issued for potential #1 NFL draft pick, Jalen Carter.
This crash coming just a little bit ago after their national title earlier this year. As former UGA football player Jalen Carter now facing charges after police say he was involved in the crash that killed offensive lineman Devin Willock and one of these school's recruiters.
A huge story has broke prior to the NFL Combine.
There are questions about his whereabouts currently.
Officials say that Carter, the 21-year-old former defensive lineman for the Bulldogs, is charged with reckless driving and racing. The charges come after Willock and Chandler LeCroy were killed in a single vehicle crash during the early morning hours of January 15, just hours after the Bulldogs wrapped off their day-long celebration of back-to-back national championships. These were the two individuals that were tragically killed in this crash.
On your screen are the victims, Devin Willock and Chandler LeCroy. CNN reports authorities believe alcohol played a part in the January 15th crash, which came just hours after the Georgia Bulldogs celebrated its second consecutive national championship in a parade through campus. According to a press release from the Athens-Clarke County Police Department, Carter and UGA employee LeCroy were driving in a manner consistent with racing shortly before leaving the area of downtown Athens on the 15th of January around 2:30 in the morning. ACCPD goes on to say that evidence shows that both vehicles were switching between lanes, driving in the center turning lane, driving the wrong way, overtaking other drivers, and speeding in an apparent attempt to pass one another. Officers state that the evidence also shows that shortly before the crash, the Ford Expedition, driven by LeCroy, was moving at about 104 miles per hour. After the arrest warrant was issued, Carter took to Twitter and wrote the following: "This morning, I received a telephone call from the Athens, Georgia Police Department informing me that 2 misdemeanor warrants have been issued against me for reckless driving and racing. It's my intention to return to Athens to answer the misdemeanor charges against me and to make certain that the complete and accurate truth is presented. There is no question in my mind that when all the facts are known, that I will be fully exonerated of any criminal wrongdoing." Reports indicate LeCroy lost control of the Expedition, leaving the roadway and striking 2 power poles and several trees. UGA offensive lineman Devin Willock was in the SUV with LeCroy and died at the scene. LeCroy was taken to a local hospital and later died of her injuries. A toxicology report showed LeCroy's BAC was .197 at the time of the crash. Based on that, investigators say that alcohol impairment, racing, reckless driving, and speed were all factors. It's previously been reported that LeCroy was driving a rented car at the time. 11 Alive asked UGA if the school rented the car, and in its response, the school said personal use of the car was strictly prohibited. Former UGA linebacker Nolan Smith told 11 Alive of his late teammate, "I got sensitive talking about him. He was supposed to graduate. Most people don't know his brother passed like that. And I'm just sorry for his mom. No one should live like that. No one should deserve to die like that. He never did blank wrong," Smith said. 3 years in a row, that man showed up working day in and day out. Offensive lineman Warren McClendon, who just announced plans to enter the draft, sustained minor injuries in the crash. Georgia football staffer Victoria Bowles was hospitalized with more serious injuries. The January 15th wreck was not the only incident in which a Georgia player was accused of racing and speeding. Linebacker Jamon Dumas Johnson, the second leading tackler in 2022, was arrested on February the 22nd on charges of reckless driving and racing. According to Athens-Clarke County Jail records, Dumas Johnson was released on February 23rd after posting a combined $4,000 bond.